Good day, everybody. This is Bob Walton with eXp Commercial and Inside919.com here supporting local businesses. And today's featured guest is Whitney Hill. Whitney, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and the business that you are serving folks in the Raleigh region area?
Definitely, Bob. So I am a longtime resident of Raleigh. I've been here since completing my degree over at NC State in computer science, and I was a corporate guy for a good stretch. I sort of worked my way up to management, and at one time was a project leader for about 3 teams of folks on computer projects. And I left the corporate world and went into small business, landscape maintenance business, and built that up over 5 years and sold that, and then got into web marketing. My web marketing firm is up over 25 years old. And we work with small businesses, mostly what I call blue collar businesses. They're businesses that provide services to homeowners, contractors, and also do a lot of work in the merchant processing arena as well. And so that's pretty much my background professionally. Made a decision this year to run for city council, and I'm a big advocate of small business. I think when I get on city council that I'm going to be able to really be a voice for them when I get on there because of my background and working with these people.
Gotcha. So who are your ideal clients?
Ideal client would be, a company that provides services to homeowners. We sort of help them market to bring leads in off the web, and at the same time, we try to get the credit card processing business as well for those companies with creative technical solutions like mobile processing or online payment forms, those type of things. I've got the capability. I don't get much into the retail now, but I can get into that retail space. We've got solutions with a partner company on that we can work with.
What distinguishes you from your competitors, and why would clients or folks choose you over your competitors?
Well, I think the biggest thing that brings business over to me is me, where they work through me, and as a really experienced consultant in web marketing. I've seen lots of companies come and go through the ages. You find a trick with Google to be able to circumvent their indexing process that they have. I've always worked with a philosophy with Google of doing what Google wants you to do and doing it really good. And we've always got our search engine rankings with that, and working with Google AdWords, paying for the advertising, those types of things. And when you do that, you don't have to worry about the long haul of all of a sudden that thing that's got you to the top of Google, it's bringing business in and getting you noticed, goes away, and all of a sudden the leads that are coming in stop. So I think that's one of the things with our company. And plus, I've just got a lot of customers through the ages that I've acquired that we just handle hosting their site or handle their email, and we've been a reliable service for them through the ages. We make sure WordPress sites are being kept updated so that they don't get hacked and that kind of stuff. And we've got some solutions when it's necessary that we can move them into to do regular scans and monitoring of websites to make sure that they're not going to be hacked or circumvented in some type of way.
So, what are some of the socioeconomic, environmental, technical, legal things that you're dealing with as a small business?
Well, I came through COVID pretty good simply because, we're in an informational business. So as long as I had an internet hookup, you know, I was able to operate fine. It's
Mm-hmm.
not to get all these other businesses. I think that I don't think I lost one client due to COVID. We were able to keep our guys going pretty good. I remember that we probably lost one client. Not that we did anything special, but other than we stayed up when we were available, and we kept them going.
Where do they stand versus where do you stand, or at least what do you feel the biggest issues are for the City of Raleigh Council seat?
Well, I think the police is the biggest one. I'm not sure fully where Mary Black would be on that. Cat is, I believe, for raising pay for police officers. We would agree on that. I think we need to dig deeper. I think we need to really work on the morale issues in the police department.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to work with the public on their public image. And, on the surface, I believe that we need to get fully staffed, and police officers need to be getting out and being engaged with the public, and, the cop on the beat type thing. We also need to get police officers on bikes out on the greenways. And so these are all things that I've been talking about. I can't say the other candidates have been talking about this kind of thing, but the way you build relationships is like me, what I'm doing right now, going out and knocking on 2,000 doors. But I'm out actually talking to the citizens, and my first question I typically ask folks when I meet them is, what's important to you about Raleigh? Mm-hmm. And I'm getting a tremendous amount of very valuable intel that is going to help me when I go into city council and finding out specifically what's important to the citizens themselves.
Okay.
And the biggest one is housing. I can tell you that right now. That is an issue that is a part of which is sort of a perfect storm of things, with a lot of the things being related to COVID. So I'm finding these things out as I'm out there knocking on doors, talking to the citizens.
Right.
I think the citizens of Raleigh got a really good choice between three different people. I'm a small business guy that has been working with small business for the last 27 years in Raleigh. So that's sort of really my background, regular citizen here. So been living in North Raleigh for 37 years. And so, I'm sort of really ingrained in the community, that type of thing. Kat Lawson is a lawyer that I guess is professor of law up at Duke, and Mary Black is a community organizer, and so you've sort of got a pretty good cross section. And I think geographically too. I think that City Council needs to be very, very sensitive to the small business owners, whether we ever get into this pandemic stuff or not. During the pandemic, the Walmarts and the big companies didn't shut down, and yet small business owners. I'm not so much in I'm not in really. Hardly into the retail space, mm-hmm. but retail places really took the brunt of requirements for being able to stay open, mask mandates, all that type of thing. And At the end of the day, it's not really fair for places like Walmart and other big companies to be able to stay open, and other guys, really
Yeah.
had to shut down longer. So on city council, I'm going to be real sensitive with all this stuff, that the small business guys, because they don't have the voice, don't get shut down during these things. Uh, Also, too, I'll tell you this: when stores get ransacked and that type of thing, the bigger companies. I mean, there was CVS downtown. Well, CVS, no big deal. They've got the financial funding to get that store back up. It took them a year, and they lost some money and that type of thing. But if you're a restaurant or a owner operated store downtown and you get taken out, well,
Yeah.
you're taken out and you're down, and you may not be able to recover from that.
I think we had a previous conversation that you were concerned with big businesses coming in with sweetheart deals that may disadvantage the tax base of the citizens of Raleigh.
Growth shouldn't equal tax rate increases. In fact, if anything, we should be able to bring tax rates down in the long haul with growth because of economies of scale. But let's just say, I think most people would be satisfied to say that we shouldn't have to increase taxes anymore, tax rates. Taxes always go up with inflation. Houses, going up in value raises property taxes and that type of thing. But we shouldn't have to have a tax increase for the general public because of big corporations moving into town. And now, we need to get the corporations to pay their fair share of, for infrastructure growth that has to happen and that type of thing. But we shouldn't have to do a new bond issue or that type of thing because raise tax rates, but just simply because a new company, big corporations move into town. If there is money that needs to happen, we need to be negotiating with these entities to get them to pay their fair share when they come into town. And so, that's one of the things I'm going to be looking at. Of course, we're going to grow anyway, but Raleigh's a really great deal, and we need our city council to be on the side of the citizens at large to negotiate with these big companies as they come in, and negotiate with developers to make sure the city as a whole is getting the best deal.
Well, any parting thoughts that you'd like to share, either about small business, yourself, or your candidacy for city council?
Well, I think I'm going to end with this and harbor on this again. The city council needs to be on the side of the table in negotiations with the citizens at large. Doesn't mean they're not working with businesses and developers and all these independent entities that they're part of the city too. But they need to be, really looking at the citizens at large. COVID and things have maybe got the city, with regards to zoning and that type of thing, firing off the hip because of the pressure for housing. But we've got to make sure that we're putting plans together for the growth of Raleigh that are going to benefit the whole community and not just special interests. So I think that's the one thing I'm going to bring to the table, that it's just a position and a reflection on how we need to run things. If we're the agent for the people, and if we're just looking out after special interests, then we're going to, it's not going to be fair to the citizens of Raleigh. So that's why I'm out there knocking on 2,000 doors. I want to find out what's important to the citizens themselves, and I'm also sitting down and meeting with groups like the home builders and the different groups like that to find out what's important for them. The Police Benevolent Society and those types of different groups, and find out what's important to them too. And when I get into office, I'm going to have those contacts out there and be ready to listen to the special interests as well, and look for the formula that's going to work best for the whole community.
Right. Great.